Hi guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the mid-year book Freakout tag. So I literally cannot believe that it is the middle of June already. I feel like this year is going a lot quicker than I thought it would, considering everything that has been happening. 2020 felt like the longest year of my life, but 2021 just feels like it is flashing before my eyes. And yeah, I've read a lot of books so far this year. I've read over 40 books now, which is pretty impressive considering back when I started reading in 2018, I only managed to read like 25 books in the entire year. So I've definitely come a long way, but it's not necessarily about the numbers more than it is about the quality of the books that you are reading and the enjoyment that you are getting out of them. And I have had an absolutely fantastic time being stuck at home in lockdown and reading my life away. I can't do that as much now because I'm back at work, but I still love books, obviously, and I'm very excited to do this tag. I didn't do this tag last year because I didn't read a lot in the first half of 2020, but I did do this tag back in 2019, and it was really cool to just look back over the previous 6 months and kind of talk about some of the books that have had impact on me in some way. So yeah, without further ado, we are just gonna get straight in to the tag. So the first question is the best book you've read so far in 2021. And for me, that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So far, no book has surpassed this one. I mean, there have been some books that have come pretty close to being my favourite book of the year, but this one just really resonated with me. It really made me feel a lot of things. I really enjoyed this, and I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to squeeze in a reread of this book for the past few months, and it hasn't happened yet, but it will do at some point, and I'm really excited to get back into it. But I absolutely adore this book with all my heart, and I just can't rate this book highly enough. So question 2 is the best sequel you've read so far in 2021. And I actually haven't read a lot of sequels this year, but I have read the entire Grishaverse trilogy, and Siege of Storm was by far the best book in that trilogy. It is the second book, it is the sequel to Shadow and Bone. I really enjoyed that one. Question 3 is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. And I am really dying to read Girl A by Abigail Dean. This book came out at the start of 2021, and I've heard mixed reviews about it. Like, some people like it, some people don't like it. But that happens with every book, I guess, doesn't it? But I'm really excited for this one because it just sounds like it's going to be a really cool and interesting psychological thriller based on like a house of horrors and something horrible that happened there. And yeah, like I really want to read this. Hopefully I can get to it in the month of July. It is one of my 5-star predictions for the second third of 2021, so I will be getting to this at some point soon. And yeah, I feel like I'm missing out with this one because I've seen this everywhere on the internet so far. So really hope to get to this one in the next few months. Question 4 is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and for that I have gone with Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the second book, the sequel to These Violent Delights. I recently read These Violent Delights back in May, and I really liked it. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in Shanghai, China, and These Violent Delights ended on a massive cliffhanger, so of course I have to know what is going to happen. And yeah, like I'm just really excited for this one. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely amazing. Question 5 is biggest disappointment, and it is none other than The Silence by Don DeLillo. This is my first and only 1-star book of 2021 so far. I was really looking forward to this one because of the concept. It had a really cool concept of like a world where there's a communications blackout and there's no phones or internet or TV or stuff like that, and these friends are kind of stuck in a flat together, kind of contemplating what to do, and I thought it was going to be really tense and really kind of claustrophobic, and it just wasn't that in the end. I'm not going to talk about this book too much because it does make me angry, and I will get into a very long rant about this book, but you can go and check out my March wrap-up video if you want to find out my complete thoughts on this book. But it was just a big letdown, a waste of my time. I didn't understand it and I don't recommend it. The next one is Biggest Surprise, and that was Split Tooth by Tanya Tagaq. So this has been on my TBR for quite a while actually, but it was a book that I wasn't really sure if I was going to enjoy or not, just because not necessarily because of what it's about. It is a very interesting story, but just because of the way it's written. It is literary fiction, and it's also got like poetry and prose in it and things like that, and that's not really something that I do particularly enjoy. But wow, this book is stunning. Absolutely stunning. It blew me away. I read it in one sitting on a Saturday afternoon. It took me about 2 hours to read, and I did not move the entire time. I was just so engrossed in the story. I think Tanya Tagaq is an incredible writer. She had just such an amazing way with words, and I really felt a lot of things when reading this. So I definitely encourage you to read this if you haven't. It is all about an Inuit girl who's growing up in her tribe, and she ends up pregnant, and it's all about motherhood and the relationship with the earth and the stars and animals and things like that. There's just a lot to it, and I love the inclusion of the Inuit culture in this book as well. It was just absolutely phenomenal, and I really hope she writes some more stuff because I would love to read more from her. And the illustrations in this book as well is just amazing. It is a little bit weird, but I like weird. Question 7 is newest favourite author, debut or new to you, and I have to say Blake Crouch has blown me away with this book, Dark Matter, and I recently read this back in May, and this book was exceptional. I loved it so much. It really messed with my head, and I was confused and excited and amazed and interested and just everything. Like, I felt a lot of things when reading this book. But yeah, I think Blake Crouch is an exceptional writer. This is the only book that I have read by him, but already he's one of my favourites because I just loved how he pieced the story together, how he unravelled everything, how he wrapped the book up, how he made you want him more. I just really liked it. So I'm very keen to read more of his books. I do know there is Recursion, which a lot of people absolutely adore, so that will probably be the next one that I pick up, but really highly rate this guy a lot. Question 8 is newest fictional crush, and to be honest, I don't really have one, but I'm going to tie it in with question 9, which is newest favourite character. Juliet from These Violent Delights. Absolutely love her, and if I did have a crush on a character right now, it would probably be her, because she is just really strong-willed, really independent, really knows her own mind, knows what she wants. She's not afraid to go after it. She's sassy, she's sexy, But, you know, she's also very vulnerable and she's not afraid to show her vulnerable side. And I just loved her interactions with all of the characters. I thought she was really, really intelligent, and I did find myself kind of swooning over her a little bit in this book. So if I did have a fictional crush, it would probably be Juliet. She just sounds like my kind of girl. I would love to get to know her, and, you know, the way she's described in this book as well, she's absolutely beautiful. So, you know, there we go. But she is also one of my favourite characters that I've read so far. And again, as I said with Our Violet Ends, I can't wait to read that, and I just can't wait to see what Juliet gets up to in that book, and just see her character grow and flourish, and I really just want the best for her. So question 10 is a book that made you cry, and I don't really cry at books. I don't know why. Maybe there's something wrong with me. But a book that did make me emotional was The Midnight Library. I mean, it's hard not for a book of that kind of subject matter to make you not emotional. But yeah, that was a very hard hitting book, which just makes it even more beautiful. So question 11 is a book that made you happy. And I mean, all of the books that I have read make me happy. You know, I love reading. It gives me so much joy. You know, and any book that is like, you know, a 3-star and up just makes me happy to read. But a book that definitely made me very happy was Six of Crows. Yes, I am that bitch who's mentioning Six of Crows in the videos. I know, feels like you can't escape it, but it's true. This book really did make me happy. It made me laugh, it made me excited. I was reading it at the hairdressers and I just had a massive smile on my face the entire time. I mean, I was wearing a mask so people couldn't see, but if they could see, they probably would think that I was an absolute lunatic, because I definitely felt like one while reading it, but it just made me really giddy. I love that book so much. So question 12 is the most beautiful book you've bought, received this year, and it's actually a book that I bought myself for my birthday, The Gilded Ones. This cover is just absolutely everything to me. I love green, and I just love how pretty it looks, and I love the illustration of this girl. She is absolutely glowing. I love the gold on her skin. It just makes her look so alive and just so beautiful, and I love the green sprayed edges, and just everything about this cover just, I don't know, I'm just always really, really drawn to it. And as soon as this book was released, I wanted it just for the cover alone. I mean, the story sounds amazing, but the cover is just one of the best ones that I own, and I'm never going to part with this book because it just looks absolutely amazing. So question 13 is, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? So obviously The Gilded Ones I haven't read yet, and Girl A I haven't read yet, but I do have a few other books. I mean, I have loads of books that I do want to read by the end of the year, but some of the books that I do really want to prioritise in the next few months is The Poppy War, The Final Empire, and also Crazy Rich Asians. Those are 3 books that I am super excited to get into very soon. I've been on a bit of a fantasy binge recently. I've really been enjoying fantasy, so if I can get these 2 finished in the next 2 months or so, I'll be very, very happy. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I've got lots of books that I want to get to, so don't take my word for it. Question 14 is favourite video or post you've done so far this year. I mean, I've loved all of the videos that I have made, but I think my favourite one that I have done so far this year would be my mini spookathon reading vlog. It's a very long vlog, it's like an hour and a half long, but I put my heart and soul into that vlog and I had so much fun making it. I experimented with some new things and editing techniques and things like that, and I mean, it was very stressful putting it together and uploading it, but I had a blast just filming it and trying new stuff, so I'm really, really proud of that one. And the last question is your favourite book community members. So I have loads. I will link them down in the description box below. Please go and check out their channels, watch their videos, like their videos, comment on their videos, subscribe. They're all absolutely amazing, and I love watching them, and I love talking to them on other platforms as well. So I will go and do that. And if you want to get involved in the mid-year Freakout book tag, then I will leave all the questions down there as well for you guys. But that is the end of the book tag. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, please feel free to let me know if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned in today's video and what you thought of them. I always love to hear your opinions. Also, feel free to let me know any answers to any of the questions that I have talked about. I would love to hear your opinions on those as well. Please leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos from me in the future. And with that, I will see you all in my next video very soon. Bye, guys.